Well, good afternoon, La Crosse. We're so honored to be here with you today, and I want to begin with gratitude for each of you that are in attendance, because we know you're here because you support this country, you support the working families of this country, and you support companies like Mid-City Steel. I also want to give a shout out to the incredible team, the Tough Job team right behind me over here. You guys. I want to thank our host, Paul Bagnevsky. He's doing a great job leading the team here. And he and Jake, they were telling me that you guys are the best fabricators in the country. Is that true? Yeah. Classic Midwest. You're the best in the country. And then they nod like this. Yep. I'm from North Dakota. I get that whole thing, like where people are they're the most talented in the world, but they're also super humble. But what a fantastic group to be here. Great to be back in Wisconsin. I grew up in a town of 300 people in North Dakota, about 6.5 hours northwest of here. So great coming south where it's nice and warm in the wintertime here to Wisconsin. But I had aunt and uncle that lived in Ripon. I had cousins that are still living up in Bayfield. Beautiful state we have here. And because La Crosse is right on the border of Minnesota, I grew up not far in this little town, not far from the other border of Minnesota, on the other side, on the Red River, not the Mississippi River. So I have to ask, I know this is a dangerous question, but are there any Vikings fans in this entire room? Okay, all right, okay. I was talking to JD backstage, and I said, I think I may be able to get 2 or 3 hands. Courageous Vikings fans. Those of us that have been traumatized by 4 Super Bowl losses. Unlike you Packer fans, win, win, win. All you guys just winning. So anyway, welcome to all of you here today. Great to have you here. And as we approach this Labor Day, it's not just the end of summer, but Labor Day is both a celebration. It's a day of celebration, and it's a day of gratitude. And it's a day of gratitude for the enduring dignity of work. And I know that whether you're in the audience or on the stage behind me, it's an honor to be here with all of you. The Wisconsin steel workers that are here that are fabricating and forging America's strength and helping America's return to greatness, which is what we're doing under President Trump and Vice President Vance's leadership. We have a president, of course, right now who's truly amazing. What's been accomplished in the last 7 months has never happened before in any administration at the pace and the importance of the work that's being done. But one thing I do know, we talked about this at the cabinet meeting on Tuesday, but President Trump just actually deeply respects the American worker. He respects the words "made in America," and he's fighting like no one has ever fought before to make sure that we have that. And whether it's here in Wisconsin or across the country, you know, whether it's farmers or the fabricators, whether it's people that run restaurants or people that are ranchers, truck drivers or auto workers, whether you're in law enforcement, first responders, the people that build, that move, that feed and protect, and those that serve in the military, that defend our country, they have the deepest respect of President Trump and Vice President Vance. And because when you care deeply, then you start doing things like protecting and rebalancing world trade. You do things like making sure that we're passing laws that support working families. And we're here to talk about that today because President Trump and Vice President Vance are putting America on a fast track to a new golden age. And on just one thing that I get a chance to work a lot on is on the side on energy. And President Trump said he was going to bring peace abroad and prosperity at home. He stopped 7 wars in 7 months. That's never happened in history. Incredible. Just incredible. And he set out that he didn't just want energy independence, he wanted energy dominance, President Trump did, because with energy dominance, that means we can sell energy to our friends and allies as opposed to them having to buy it from our adversaries. When they buy energy from our adversaries, that's what they were using to fund those wars against our friends and allies. So he understands that energy is at the core of peace abroad. He also understands that low-priced, affordable, reliable energy is the key to our economy here at home. And he's done everything he can to break the back of inflation and having abundant energy here in America, and he's doing that. And one of the things, he's not only doing that with oil and gas, but he's bringing back the coal industry. And a lot of people don't understand. We were sitting here in this fabulous place where we fabricate these amazing things like this pedestrian bridge to my left here that these guys are building, complicated, high-quality stuff. And by the way, I should tell you guys, Paul and Jake told me that the shop is always this clean, right? It's like every day. You could come in here every day, it would look just like this, not just on days like this. But these guys are doing incredible work. But you need metallurgical coal. Metallurgical coal produces coke. Without coke, we don't have steel. So President Trump, we cannot shut down. If you shut down the coal industry, you not only stop affordable electricity in this country, you also shut down the steel industry. And we're bringing back the steel industry. We're bringing back the shipbuilding industry. We're bringing back manufacturing in the United States. I also understand in the back here we've got some students from Luther High School, government class seniors. Can you students just give a stand up for us if you're here from Luther High? We want to say a special thanks to you. There's our future right there, and I was so excited to see that your team name was the Knights, because the little town I grew up in, North Dakota, is named Arthur. We were also the Knights, and I like to stress that it was Knights with a K, not just with an N. Okay, because we had some Arthur Knights with an N too, but anyway, the Luther High School Knights. But anyway, you guys are here, government class. Appreciate you being here. Thanks to your teachers, your leaders, and others, your parents that got you here for this important day. But whether you're just out of high school or whether you're working family across Wisconsin, you can rest assured that we got a president and a vice president that are fighting every day to make sure that we've got opportunities. And for those of you that are entering, leaving high school soon, you can know this country is going to be ready to support you, whether it's college, whether it's trade school, whether it's the workforce, whether it's being an entrepreneur, like the people that started this business back in 1972, or whether it's the military. There's great careers awaiting in this country. And in the last 7 months, there have been 2.5 million jobs created under the Trump administration that are filled by people that are Americans. So. And we know that entrepreneurs and we know that businesses like this are the backbone of America. It's innovation that created American greatness. It's innovation that builds great products. It's not regulation. And we know that President Trump is leading an effort for us to deregulate this country, cut regulations. He's cutting 30 regulations already so far in 7 months. 30 regulations have been cut for every new one that's been put in. He set a goal at 10 to 1. He's beating that by 3 times. When we cut regulation, that allows innovation to flourish. And then when we create the incentives for people that not only understand and respect the dignity of work, but give people an opportunity to work and be paid and rewarded for it, that's why in this working tax families tax cut bill, also known as the One Big Beautiful Bill, what do you think? How many people in this room have ever had a job where you've had to work overtime? Every job I had when I was growing up was like that. You guys get paid overtime. How do you like an idea that President Trump came up with? No tax on overtime. How about that? And there's 100 great things in that bill. The Vice President's going to talk about it, but I'll just mention one more. And 100% accelerated depreciation. Not everybody's an accountant, but if you can deduct the cost of buying new equipment on the day that you buy it from your income, that reduces the cost of that equipment. And Paul and Jake and his team right now, they got a $2 million drill press that's coming in here, a drill saw press, $2 million arriving this fall. It's going to help them build projects quicker, faster, more efficiently for their team. And they're doing that because they got 100% depreciation immediately. That's in the big, beautiful bill. And I just want to say one thing. It's just interesting in the world we're in. If you voted for that bill, you voted for lower taxes for working families. If you voted against that bill, if you voted no, then all the tax cuts before were going to go away, and the tax increases were automatically going to happen. So if you voted no on that bill, you were voting for a tax increase on everybody in this room, and there wasn't a single Democrat that voted for that bill. But there is somebody in this room that did vote for that bill, and it's Representative Derek Van Orden right here. Stand up, Derek. And if any of you are taking care of aging parents, any of you that know people that are seniors, I'll say that because you all look pretty young to me out there. But anyway, if you know anybody that's on Social Security, 1.1 million senior citizens in Wisconsin are now going to benefit from no taxes on Social Security. So incredible. So what's the quick summary? We've got lower taxes. We have far lower regulations. It's the biggest tax cut in history. Regulations are being cut by this administration like never before, allowing innovation to flourish. And then you say, okay, well, those two things are great, but what about fresh capital coming into the company? Well, with President Trump leveling the trade field and making it, getting a level playing field for America so we can sell our goods into markets that used to be closed, and for those people that are coming here, they're going to have to pay tariffs to get in. When you do that, there's trillions of dollars. A trillion is 1,000 billion. There's over $5 trillion of committed capital that's coming into this country to build new factories here, because when you build it in America, when it's made in America, there are no tariffs. We've never had the combination of these things happening in my lifetime of lower taxes, way less regulation, support for innovation and entrepreneurs, and record amounts of record capital. These are the policies that are going to restore the American dream for every American, and it's the Trump-Vance administration that's making that happen. And if you're planning on driving someplace this weekend, maybe you want to, head to one of those great national places in this state, like St. Croix National Scenic Riverway, not far away from here, Apostle National Islands, up by the National Lakeshore on the Apostle Islands, up by Bayfield where my cousins live. If you're heading to do that, guess what? You're going to be paying the lowest gas prices in many, many years this weekend. But inflation adjusted, these are the lowest gas prices in decades. And so, again, thanks to President Trump for making that happen. So, in closing, I wanted to say, one of the other action-oriented presidents we had that's can be thought about in the same sentence as President Trump is Theodore Roosevelt. And Theodore Roosevelt said, far and away the best prize in life is the opportunity to work hard at work worth doing. And I've got a group of people sitting behind me on this stage that work very hard. I got a group of people in front of me that I know, if you're here from Wisconsin, you're from the Midwest, you have spent your life working very hard. All of us then in this room, everybody here, we've all had a chance to grab that prize, that opportunity to work hard at work we're doing. And collectively, at a place like here, like Mid-City Steel, you're doing the hard work that is making America great and making America strong. And you need to know that President Trump personally, Vice President Vance, who's here to tell you how grateful they are for the working families and the working people of this country. So it's my honor right now to introduce someone who served our country in the military, in the Marine Corps. He's served our country in the United States Senate. Now he's fighting for working families as the Vice President of the United States. Please welcome to the stage, J.D. Vance.